on Cumberland Country with Olivia. And again, I appreciate you you coming on the show. I actually got to see you. In fact, I think where I actually cornered you was at Headliners. You opened up for Chris Lee and the Broken Hearts. Now, was that their CD release show? Was that what it was?
I'm not sure what it was for him. My mic is now on.
Okay, there it goes. Yeah, yeah. I actually saw two shows within I think a month with Chris out at Headliners, but I believe it was.
I think it was his CD.
Show.
He was getting ready to go to Nashville too, so I think
Right.
it was a CD release / send off party for him. But we had
There
a
you go.
blast. It was. I love playing there. Their stage and sound their lighting, everything's just awesome. At
Right,
Headliners,
right.
So.
Or maybe it was did they play the video that night for?
No, they did not.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I don't think so.
They had a video release too. Maybe that was the other show that I saw. But anyway, you put on a great live show,
Thank
and we're
you.
going to talk about that a little bit later. We were talking off the air about the CD, the ride, and some of the writers on the CD. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, quite a few of them were written by Molly Reed. She's a songwriter out in Nashville, and she actually just helped Amy Grant with her album. So she's doing great. I met her through some of the people that played on the album, so she's great, and I love all of her stuff. We just related so well. And another one is he wrote. Now you got me at thinking about these names, and it's not going to come to me, but there's some big name songwriters on there. I think a few of them wrote for Kenny Chesney and Keith Urban. My mom's sitting out there, and I know she'll know the name.
Right.
I'm just really bad with names. But we just had a blast. I didn't write anything on the album. We just wanted to go with. We had such a talent for talent handful of people who wrote on there, and
Right.
and I didn't want to put anything that sounded like Dr. Seuss, which is what I sound like most of the time writing songs. So I didn't want to put anything next to their songs that sounded like that. But for what we did for the first album, it was a great experience, great learning experience for me. I never really had been in a recording studio besides that, and we had someone help us fund the album for the first time, and it was
Right.
a great. I wasn't on cloud nine there, and
Gotcha.
you listen to it back
Gotcha.
2 years later and think, man, if I recorded that today, it would sound so much different with different styles.
Sure.
And I think I would have spoke up a little bit more,
Yeah.
during the recording, and it had a little bit more rock
Right.
flair to it.
Right. But I tell you what, I'm a musician myself, and around, no musician I think is ever really truly.
James over here, who's blues, my bass player Tom is rock and roll, and
Right.
Joe on drums is country. So we kind of bring, so many different genres together, and it makes a really cool style and makes us unique. And I think a lot of people, if they have the album and they come to the show, they're like, man, that was a lot better live. And I'm
Right.
like, well, of course, because,
Right.
the more energy and,
Right. Well,
and
that's
different
good.
things. So
Yeah.
I think it's a good testament to the band behind me, too. 'Cause
Well, there you go.
I'd be up there playing my tambourine by myself if it wasn't for them. So.
Very, very nice.
Which isn't very good tambourine playing.
Well, let's play another live tune here. What do you want to play for us now?
We're gonna do the most rock and roll song on the album. This is my favorite. I think Carrie Underwood has her Louisville Slugger.
Right.
Before He Cheats. This
Sure.
is my Before He Cheats. It's called Girls Like That. It goes like
All
this.
right.
Tight jeans and cheap perfume, you watch her as she works the room. All the men stop and stare. She slides her chair up right next to him, and though he's with me, she don't care. She can't be trusted, she's dangerous, and girls like that, moving so fast. Ooh, she's out to steal your man. Girls like that will scratch you like a cat, and she'll do it 'cause she can. Oh, you better watch your back with girls like that. He checks her up and down and orders me on talking like it's okay. But one more swivel of her hips, I swear I'm gonna slap that bitch and tell her what I really think. Don't press your luck, see, I'm dangerous. Girls like that, moving so fast. Ooh, she's out to steal your man. Girls like that, will scratch you like a cat, and she'll do it 'cause she can. Oh, you better watch your back with girls like that. Oh, she thinks she's so high class, ain't nothing but white trash. Oh, and that's a fact. Girls like that. Girls like that, moving so fast. Oh, she's out to steal your man. Girls like that, will scratch you like a cat, and she'll do it 'cause she can. She's talking all kind of smack. Oh, you better watch your back with girls like that. Everyone knows girls like that. Oh, they're so bad, they're so bad, they're so bad. Yeah.
All right. Girls like that. You know, I get the Miranda Lambert
Yeah.
a comparison
When we
there.
were trying to find songs for the album, I heard this one, and I heard the one line where obviously everyone perks up a little bit.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, this one's got to go on the album. Yeah, I've been there so many times
Right.
with my boyfriend, and it's just like, oh, that's perfect. I know so many
Exactly.
people will relate to it.
Great tune. Let's talk for a second about, and you know, you've got this on your website, so I'm assuming it's cool to talk about. Your and I don't even know what you call it. You've done a lot of pageants.
Yes.
All right, and you have quite a lot of titles, right?
Well, I did National American Miss and American Co-ed growing up, and that was
Right.
the only system I ever did. And basically, the only reason we ever got into the system is because they have a talent competition.
Right.
And when I was 8 years old, it was an awesome thing to do to have an audience, and it just happened to give money away for if you win. So
Sure.
it was. To be honest, that's the main reason we got into the system, and it's a great organization. You can't wear makeup under 12. They don't
Oh, wow.
do the whole honey boo boo thing. So,
Right, right.
you know, especially for like my interview skills and being in front of a crowd, it's helped in so many ways. But I took a huge hiatus after National American Miss, and after I was done with my stint there, and I did Miss Kentucky the last 2 years because they have a talent competition
Right.
as well, and I tried my hand in that. I got top 10 my first year, first runner-up the second year, so I left on a high note, I guess, but
Right.
I aged out this year, so
Right.
that was my last pageant
I think
forever.
it's funny that you mentioned Honey Boo Boo, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, isn't Miranda Lambert like a
That's
huge
who she
fan
was
of
for
Honey Boo
Halloween,
Boo?
actually. Yes.
Is that what it was? I think maybe,
Everything ties
yeah.
into Miranda Lambert.
Exactly. It all comes back there. I mean, I could see you guys going on the road together. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh my gosh, that's what I said. I was like, that's my future best friend we're talking about right there.
That actually gets me into my next line of question here, which would be your aspirations. And what I always like to ask is, where do you want your music to take you? And I guess one of the answers could be on the road with Miranda
Right, yeah,
Lambert.
I've always said my ambition is to be Country Music's Entertainer of the Year one day. So,
Right.
being on tour and people say, could you live on a tour bus? I'm like, show me the bus.
Right.
I'll be there in a heartbeat. But that's my dream. And I think the harder you work for it, and building up, playing all these little bars for
Sure.
nobody but my parents some nights, it makes you appreciate everything that you're given more, and everything's not really handed to you on a silver platter. So I enjoy it, and I enjoy
Right.
that I've grown up here, and that my music's grown here, and that I've become an artist, along the way. And I'm glad that it's happened this way and not just been handed to me.
Right.
So.
Well, now, and we mentioned you've already, you've played for tens of thousands of people. You've played, a lot of different places. But is there an ultimate for Olivia Henken to venue to play? I mean, I'm thinking, Grand Ole Opry, that type of thing. I mean,
obviously the Grand Ole Opry is a huge country music, touring spot, and everything that you want to do as an artist always ends up there. But when I think about if I'm ever on tour and if I have that opportunity, I think there would be no better thing than coming home and playing at the Yum Center. Every single time I think about it, I go to a concert there, I'm like, wow, that would be so cool if that was me one day, and being able to come home and, just looking out there and seeing so many faces that I've seen before would just be the ultimate for me.
Well, when you do come back to the Yum Center, you're going to have to come by Crescent Hill Radio and do an interview before the show.
Let's hope. We'll put that on the bucket list.
You heard it, Kelly.
We have proof. We have recorded
this is
proof.
So let's play another cut off your album, The Ride. I believe we're going to play Look What You've Done to Me.
Yes, this is a good one.